you brought up something earlier that I want to address. You said that there's a difference between like the old school traditional red pill stuff, which I think you would put Rollo in that category, and sort of the neocons.
Yeah.
So would you elaborate on who you think is, I don't know, you're saying like who's really doing the red pill right, and then who's sort of hijacking the red pill? Like, just clarify what you mean by the old school versus the new school red pill content creators.
No problem. So Chris Williamson talks a lot about it. Shout out to Chris Williamson, respond to your messages. Hamza talks about this as well. So what happened is a lot of people, the red pill, it originated in the chat rooms. So the message boards, the chat rooms. So a lot of people who were the initial red pill thought leaders, they were writers, because you had to write in the chat rooms.
Which ones? I'm just curious.
So obviously Rollo was probably the most popular ones, and if I'm being completely honest, it was so long ago I didn't really know their names. I just would read some.
Oh, you were in the chat rooms?
Of course,
okay.
of course.
Oh, okay, so you were in the chat room with Rollo?
I wasn't. No, I wasn't in the chat rooms with Rollo. So long story short, the reason why I'm so passionate about this subject matter is because I was like so many guys. Man, I was struggling with relationships. I had to move back home multiple times. Like the typical, average guy who's struggling in life, that was a lot of times my story. So I would seek out wisdom in many different areas. I started off with a lot of Christian masculinity content. So in the year 2009, there was a Christian renaissance that created a lot of masculinity content. So I was consuming all kinds of content for a long period of time. And during that time, I also stumbled upon the red pill message boards. And so the original content creators in red pill message boards, they were writers, a little bit more thoughtful, and a lot of them would quote at times evolutionary biologists. They would quote a lot of these studies that came from Pew Research, Gallup, and things along those lines. So those were the traditionalists. A lot of the neo-red pillars, from my personal experiences, they don't quote the primary sources, which are the evolutionary biologists, the historians, the relationship therapists, and the studies. Huh?
Rob Henderson. Right?
What about Rob?
No, I was saying that's one of them, right? Is that?
Oh, Rob Henderson is one of what?
Oh, the people that you'd like to see quoted. I thought you said that last time. Sorry.
No, Rob isn't red pill, so that's a little bit different.
No, I meant you said the evolutionary biology.
Oh yeah, like person like Rob. I don't think Rob is evolution biologist in my opinion, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
So
I thought you said him last time.
No problem. And so, but the neo red pillars, they don't go to the primary source. They usually quote other red pillars, so they will quote statistics and of other people versus going to the primary sources. And so to me, that's why I distinguish those two different things. And a lot of the neo red pillars, they came to content creation in a time when it was very profitable to make content. So the one thing I will definitely give Rollo is Rollo was doing this when there was no money here. So I can give him that. Like there was no financial gain from him. I mean, obviously he made good money from his books, but he was typing and talking about these things for years. A lot of the neo red pillars, a lot of them came into when it was very profitable, and so I can't. In my community, we distinguish those two individuals.
So if you like that clip, click right here to watch another, or if you want to watch the entire Soscast, click right here.